You've heard of the bridge to nowhere? How about the bridge from nowhere? Hi, I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi, and we're going to take you to 3 natural bridges that are just within walking distance of each other. Join us for an At Your Leisure that spans eons.
Then join me, Stephen Human, as I take a look at one famous American landmark from 2 very different perspectives. From there, Darren Kinder takes out the new 3-wheeled Spider. And how are these kids preparing for college by roping and riding? We'll have all the answers right now on At Your Leisure.
Wow, Chad, I'm looking at my favorite star.
So am I. Right through the hole in the back of your head. Hi, everybody.
And we provided that at no extra charge.
Welcome to At Your Leisure today. I'm Chad Booth.
I'm Ria Rossi. We're here at Natural Bridges National Monument, and it is very beautiful today.
It's a great national monument. It's administered by the Department of Interior. They're the guys that bring you all the national parks. We are going to find out what there is to do in the park.
We have the world's largest collection of natural bridges. We have 3 natural bridges. They're very unique, and they're all created by erosion through flowing water. Ancient streams carved holes in these rocks and created the bridges. That's our main attraction. You can hike under the bridges, or you can just view them from overlooks. But aside from that, we also have Native American ruins. We've got wildlife, picnic areas, and just a lot of peace and serenity.
Do you take people out on guided tours, or are you just here to help people, or do people just go on their own when they come here?
Most people go on their own, but we do roam the trails and make ourselves available to answer questions or to make sure everybody's okay while they're hiking. We don't do formal tours, but we are around to assist.
So my question is, do you sleep better at night when you're out here?
I sleep very well out here. It's so quiet and it's completely dark. There is no light to disturb you, no sounds to bother you, and I'm sleeping better than I ever did in LA or Boston, I can tell you that.
We have a brand new annual pass starting today. It is for all active duty military and their families, and they get a free annual pass, yearly annual pass, and it's good for a year, and it's a great deal.
Then you go to Lake Powell, you can go to all of the 7 national parks, you got all the monuments, and you've just paid for it all at once.
That's
and
right.
So it's a great thing to keep in your wallet so that you can just walk by and...
And Utah has the most national parks in all the states, don't they?
I believe they do. All the western states, there are more parks and monuments here than anywhere else. Right now, it's time for us to go to our travel adventure.
Romantic Niagara Falls. The peaceful roar of 6 million cubic feet of water falling every minute has been the soundtrack to countless getaways and honeymoons of couples from all over the world. But let's say for a minute that you find yourself gazing across the immense water flows and think, isn't there a more adventurous perspective I could be taking? Well, that is an excellent question, and one that can be answered in the affirmative by air or water. Niagara Falls straddles the border between the United States and Canada. As a collection of 3 waterfalls, Horseshoe, American, and Bridal Veil, Niagara boasts the highest flow rate of any waterfall on Earth. The sheer volume of water that spills over the cliffs every day have long made this landmark a place of renowned beauty, recreation, and hydroelectric power, a balance that has been a challenge for stewards of the falls for well over a century. Now, obviously, while this is spectacularly beautiful, I decided to try and get a different perspective of the falls today. It's difficult to really appreciate the true enormity of Niagara by just looking at it from a viewpoint. Though, to be fair, the sound is incredibly impressive. So I hooked up with Rainbow Air Inc. to get a bird's eye view of the natural wonder.
We do helicopter rides over Niagara Falls, USA and Canada. Takes you right on top of the Horseshoe Falls, the American Falls, the upper and lower parts of the river. We also offer extended trips northbound to the Whirlpool and also Fort Niagara and the mouth of Lake Ontario. Helicopter ride's been a staple to the area since the early 60s, mid-60s. Basically, when helicopters were invented, first thing they did mostly just go over Niagara Falls. Carrying on that tradition, servicing the areas for the last 20 years we've been doing it. And it gets better and better every year. And watching the people get on and off, get on nervous, come off just happy as can be, just makes it all worth the while.
Flying is always an amazing experience for me, no matter where I am. But there is something different about being over a landmark that is so well known and has been photographed and painted from almost every angle that it just really changes the experience.
Niagara Falls being the 7th wonder of the world, the best way to see it, not being biased or anything, is by air. And just to get that view and the majestic power that the Niagara Falls has to offer is just the only way you can see is by the air for sure.
Flying is fun, but it also forces you to sort of see things at a distance. If you want to get up close, you're going to have to hit the water, and there is one company that really takes that seriously. Ever since the early 20th century, people have been going over the falls in barrels and tubes, a dangerous proposition to be sure. But the real danger was actually the rapids downriver. You could go down them and take your life into your own hands, but going up them was absolutely impossible. Even the famous Maid of the Mist that takes tours at the bottom of the falls had to be craned in. Now, last year, AYL reporter Corey Toon actually took a tour up the rapids with Niagara Jet Adventures, who had developed a new type of jet boat. Now, you can do it too.
We offer a whitewater, scenic, historic ride through the Niagara Gorge, which should be called the Niagara Canyon because it actually is a canyon. If you watch the river and the gorge up there, it's full of aerated water. Regular impellers will cavitate, they will lose their power, their propulsion power, and that's what made our boats different. That's made it why we've been able to go higher and better. And we make people happy every day.
That isn't difficult when you're running against the rapids in one of the nastiest stretches of river in the world. You want speed, you want adrenaline, you want a real roller coaster experience? This is it. Now, they don't take tours all the way up to the falls just yet, but that is planned for the future. And after running these rapids, you definitely won't complain. Niagara Falls is probably one of those destinations you have in the back of your head that someday you're going to visit. When you make that trip, you could just look at the beauty, which is as impressive as anything else in the world, or you can take a different journey, one that leaves you looking down from the heights or conversely, running the dangerous depths. It just depends on what perspective you want to have. For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Human. We gotta take a commercial break. When we come back, Darren Kinder is gonna give us a look at the new 2015 three-wheeled Spyder motorcycle.
Spring is guaranteed with Arctic Cat. Get your best deal of the year on a new 2016 M Series snowmobile. With our Spring Guarantee program, get 4.9% financing for 60 months with a 4-year warranty or a backcountry access Mountain Pro Vest Avalanche Float airbag. Plus, get $300 in Cat Cash and receive a Cat's Pride membership. Spring is guaranteed at Jorgensen in Richfield, The Edge Power Sports in Draper, Beer Sports Center in Vernal, DMP Performance in Cedar City, and K-Motive and Sports in Green River. Arctic Cat, share our passion.
Family, a simple word that carries more meaning than we can even understand. We base our entire lives around the smiles of our children and the moments that become cherished memories. At Ray City RV, we understand the importance of that family bond. As a family-owned business since 1946, we've been giving our customers the chance to make those memories in the backcountry of the West. Early spring savings on all Ray City RV camp trailers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes can make it more affordable than ever before. Ray City and Roy, turning dreams into memories one trip at a time.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. Today we've got a really cool product review. We're up here at Weller's in Camas, and they have the brand new Spyder F3. Now, they've completely redesigned this bike for 2015. And before, the bike was really kind of rigid and structured, and they've loosened it up to make it more of a cruiser style bike, you know, more of a bagger, where you can completely adjust this bike to how you want it. The foot pegs move forward and aft, and so do the handlebars. You can get bags for it, windshields for it, all kinds of different options. So you can really customize this bike to get it exactly the way you want it. Now up here on the front is what makes the Spyder absolutely different than all the other motorcycles, and that is it has 3 wheels. You have a double A-arm front suspension on it with Fox Podium shocks. But what's really unique is it has stability control, it has traction control, and it also has dynamic steering, which means the faster it goes, the less power steering that it has. So it's kind of a unique system where it's monitoring the wheels, it's allowing you to go out and have a good time, push it through a corner, but never so it gets out of control. Now up front here you have a nice large storage box at 6.5 gallons. You can also add saddlebags to the machine to give you extra storage. So if you're going on a long trip, you can really carry a lot of gear on this bike. Now of course the machine has full ABS brakes all the way around, but one thing to point out is it also has Brembros on it. So the top of the line braking system on it. You have a full tubular frame system on this, so it's quite unique in the way they built this bike. It's more built like a race bike than it is a street bike. Now this has a 1330cc motor putting out over 100 horsepower, so when you want to light up that back tire, it can really do it. One of the things that I really liked about this machine is the saddle, because it's actually a suede leather center sections on it, so it kind of breathes a little bit better. But one thing to look at is it's high here on the backrest, and it's also very wide, so it helps support your hips. So you can really ride this bike for a long distance and be very comfortable on it. Now, a few things that are a little bit different on the handlebars on this bike. One is you have your cruise control over here on your right hand, which is a nice electronic cruise control, but also on your left hand, you have a park brake, which is something you don't normally see. It's an electronic park brake. It also has reverse. So you just press down the reverse button and the thing backs up just as easy as could be. Now the U-Fit system on this bike is really unique because, for instance, right now it's a little tight for me, but you can actually adjust the foot pedals. There's 5 different positions that you can set those in, and they actually have 4 completely different sets of handlebars for them. So whether you want it, a little further back, you want it a little further in, whatever, they can really set this bike up to fit you exactly right. Well, I gotta say, this new Spyder F3 is a lot of fun to ride. It is really smooth and the handling is awesome on it. If you'd like to check one of these out, get up to Weller's in Camas. They'll be glad to show you all the different models that they make of this machine. Well, I'm Darren Kinder. We'll see you next time.
Boat-in camping, sandy beaches, and warm waters lure visitors to Yuba Reservoir, this week's featured Utah State Park. Construction on the dam actually began in 1902 and was built by local farmers who didn't want to lose their water rights. Today, Yuba visitors are treated to incredible views, rocky cliffs, and some of the bluest water in the state. Developed and primitive camping is available at Oasis and Painted Rocks campgrounds and at the designated beach areas. Our newest attraction is a zip line that overlooks the lake and is one of the fastest and closest to the ground anywhere in the West. A true thrill. Yuba Reservoir is easily accessible off I-15 at the Yuba exit just north of Scipio. Utah State Parks, adventures for everyone.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement.
A mountainside trail. A day of speed that pushes your limits. A desert oasis that opens your horizons. A land of horsepower for every taste. Tooele County is all of them in one. It's time to experience a new adventure you never knew you were missing. It's time to find out what's just over the mountain. Tooele County, Utah.
The Wasatch Front is your home. Tooele is your backyard.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure.
Keep walking, Ria. Keep walking.
Oh my gosh, I'm already tired and I've just started.
You've only come down one flight of stairs. Two.
Listen, this is beautiful. This is magnificent.
Okay, so everybody thinks that the Anasazis are these hot, sweaty little buggers climbing up and down cliffs. But in the shade of the sun here, where, quite frankly, in the summer, the sun don't shine here. Oh. It's really cool.
And that's why they build those little cave dwellings like that. You were sitting under one. It was so comfortable, and what a view. What a view.
And who would think there'd be those big pine trees and all this shade right here? It's kind of cool.
It is. It's beautiful.
But this whole thing is about cool. Just see what we've done so far.
I want to move here. I want this to be my veranda.
Well, you're not going to be able to put chairs on it because you'll fall down.
I'm not sure what it looks like. Ah! Dad! Dad! I'm standing here at the Wakamo Bridge, which is one of the 3 natural bridges here in the Natural Bridges National Monument. And this is the most delicate of all 3, and it is really spectacular. Is this body of water that's flowing?
Not right now.
I know, but what is that creek? What is the water? Where is it going?
It's some kind of dry wash. You know, they say they lived for over 1,000 years ago, but they don't say anything about the 1,000 years it took to build it. This is a really, really great way to get a Stairmaster workout.
You know, like a ballerina. Yes, graceful. Seriously, they should just have a fire pole. You just slide right down it. Don't you think?
Yeah, but how would you get back out?
Well, that's your problem. When flash floods come through, water comes through and totally erodes the rock off, and it looks different every time. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun here at Natural Bridges National Monument. I mean, you need more than a day to spend out here, and the exercise is excellent.
Well, Ria, you're winded.
I know. I'm not used to hiking like this. I swim. This is fabulous.
Well, maybe we can fill it with water.
I am looking for water.
Okay.
Do you have any water? Thank you. It's our new summer home.
That's right.
I love it.
I got a good deal on it, Ria.
I love it. How much did you pay for it?
Well, we will get on with the things that we have to look at here at Natural Bridges, and we invite you to join us. But right now, it's time to go to this week's Trailhead Adventure. I think you'll like the story.
When you think of a bucking bronco or bull rider, you get images of rodeo grays and scenes of cowboys enduring that 8-second ride for fame and glory. That's the legend of the mythic rodeo lifestyle. What we don't tend to picture are high school kids, after-school workouts, and scholarship funds. But today, in Heber, Utah, that's exactly what rodeo is all about. For these students, roping a calf or gripping the reins on a cutting horse has more to do with building their future than adding to their trophy case.
This year is the 40th anniversary of the Utah High School Rodeo Association holding its annual state finals in Heber City in Wasatch County. We promote the Western lifestyle, and we promote good horsemanship and good sportsmanship. And then over the years it's evolved, and one of the really neat things that we're able to do now is give out scholarships to our seniors. This past year we gave out a little over $50,000 worth of scholarships.
Today's event is all about crowning the high school rodeo champions. It's a lot like the state finals in football or baseball. These competitors have worked all year, honing their skills just like other athletes. But in the rodeo arena, there's a lot more responsibility, and students are expected to rise to the challenge.
I've got a senior girl and a sophomore girl, and it's helped us with a lot of structure. It's made my kids be responsible. They have animals to feed and take care of.
It teaches you how to have good work ethic and responsibility, a ton of responsibility. It's taught me so much throughout these past 4 years, a lot about myself and how hard you really have to work just to be not necessarily good, but to please yourself. Like, it makes you proud of what you've done.
Throughout the day, these students rope, ride, and race across the arena. They put all their preparation and hard work to the test. Many of these teenagers will go on to earn college degrees as a direct result of these competitions. Others will start a career on the rodeo circuit and turn their high school sports training into international acclaim.
We have many, many, many world champions that come out of Utah, and the high school rodeo is a natural step in that progression.
And those steps often last only a few seconds as riders hold on for dear life or run the barrels at breakneck speed. The split-second decisions can mean the difference between a good score or a broken bone, and their training pays off every time.
You get out there and you're not really thinking about anything else that's going on. You're just focused on the one thing you're trying to do and trying to make the best of it.
It's mostly a blur. You don't really, there's not a whole lot of adrenaline. When you get done, it's kind of a blur when it happens because it happens so fast. So.
Most Utah high schools offer the option to join the Rodeo Association and compete in the tournament, with many clubs and community organizations geared toward helping these young cowboys and cowgirls succeed. You can find out more information at www.uhsra.org. Rodeo may have a very specific image here in the West, along with a long-standing tradition, but for these kids, it isn't about riding into the record books. It's about hard work, dedication, and the chance to grow beyond the bounds society has set for our modern teenagers.
If you rodeo, you're learning all these types of responsibilities, and when kids get done with practice after baseball, they probably just go hang out with all their friends, but rodeo, it's a full-time thing.
This is what we do too. This is our life, this is the lifestyle we live, and this is what we love.
And that love could take a lot of these kids all the way to their college cap and gown. From the trailhead, I'm Terry Wood.
Are you pushing the limits of riding? Are you holding the steepest side hills? Carving the toughest lines? In the deepest powder? The 2016 Ski-Doo sleds. Are you riding or are you watching? Ski-Doo.
You go through the day-to-day repeating what you did yesterday. Don't you wish you could access that piece of your life that's missing? Find the beauty, serenity, family fun, or anything else that's missing from your life in the Cedar City, Bryan Head area. Gain access to your adventure, whether it's camping, hiking, the arts, festivals, or just a getaway. Visit cedarcityayl.com for details on all the adventures that you can access in scenic southern Utah.
It's time to put your year in gear during the Polaris XP sales event. Get rebates up to $1,000, financing as low as 1.99%, and more. Our most popular Sportsman comes with a free 5-year warranty. You could save up to $1,000 on accessories when you take home a Ranger XP. It's all part of the year's best deals on the world's biggest off-road lineup.
Stedman's Recreation. People might tell you it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's really only 30 miles back.
Do you need your own place? Well, I'm Jill Kinder with Exit Realty Plus, and I can help you find your new home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer looking to expand or looking for an investment property, give me a call. So when you're ready, contact me, Jill Kinder, at 801-718-4622 or at jillkinder@gmail.com. Exit Realty Plus, helping you find the home of your dreams.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. You know, we've certainly had fun here today.
Oh,
You're quite the hiker, Ria Rossi.
it's hard not to hike here. It's gorgeous.
However, on that first one, you got a little winded coming back.
Yeah, that was my first
Well,
run.
it's a little bit of a heart pounder for me, too.
Yeah.
All it tells me is we need to hike more this summer.
Totally.
Yeah, but it was certainly worth it. You know, if you can afford the time to come down here to Natural Bridges, if you don't have a lot of time, you can go drive from parking lot to parking lot and do a quick hike down to each area. But if you have the time, you really should start at the top and walk through the gorge past all three of them.
Oh, fabulous.
Nice shade, too.
Very.
You cut down on the amount of sunshine you spend, and it's really literally 15 degrees cooler at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And boy, we saw people from all over the world out here, literally.
We did.
And they were way older than us, too.
That's true.
And they were making some time.
They were, but we did see a lot of fans today, which really was nice.
That was fun.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
So right now we're going to get on to the reason that most of the fans watch this show is to find out about all the cool things going on in the outdoors.
That's right, Chad, and we have some good events coming our way. First off, Next Saturday, April 18th, is the annual Swell Cure for Cabin Fever poker ride on the scenic San Rafael Desert. All participants pay $10 for each hand and $5 for each additional hand. Registration is from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the drawing will be at 3. For more information, call 435-384-2325. The staging area is near the Cedar Mountain Recreation Area, just west of Castledale. This is going to be a fun excuse to get out of the house and hit the trail. Chad and Ria will be there, and you can join us as we film the next episode of AYL. The following weekend, April 24th and 25th in Heber, Utah, at the fairgrounds, you can take your family to the Ultimate Outdoor Expo. This is an event with a bit of everything. You have rappelling, rock crawlers, shooting, archery, fly fishing training, everything you could want. You can find out more info at ultimateoutdoorexpo.com.
Now, if you're a member of an ATV club or a hiking club or a kayaking, we don't care, any kind of outdoor activity, and you have an event and you want people to know about it, send us an email and we'll put it on our calendar. And then just like you go there to find out things, people can find out about your activity.
Exactly. Send us those emails and let's get them on there.
And now we got to talk about our winner.
I know.
Well, guys, we had a viewer send in this photo of their Jeep towing their motorcycle. And you can see right there is their AYL sticker proudly displayed for everyone to see. Scott Allen, congratulations. You are this week's giveaway winner. Call us at 801-947-8888 because you just won a weekend vacation to Lizzie and Charlie's in Marysvale. This includes a cabin and a side-by-side rental so you can go out and hit the trail. It's a great trip. Well, there's our winner, and now we need to take a look at next week's episode of AYL.
Want to hit the 4x4 trail and then get lost in the catacombs? Well, next week on At Your Leisure, we're showing you where you can do both. Chad and Ria find an area where recreationists of all kinds can explore side by side and then plunge into darkness in caves perfect for family exploration. From there, Stein goes from urban to rural without leaving one single trail. He'll show you what to look for and how to enjoy this amazing journey.
Looks like we're going to have a lot of fun next week.
Oh yeah, we always do. And you know what? These arches are really spectacular. And you probably don't want to climb on this one because there's a crack all the way across from the bottom.
As a matter of fact, it's not a good idea to walk across any of the bridges because you never know when you're going to kick that rock, it's going to start the landslide, or whether you're going to put that last piece of weight on it that makes it fall.
It's true.
They are all delicate arch, even though they're not named that.
Exactly.
So, well, we've had a great time today. If you've got the time to come hike the whole canyon, I recommend you go in at the top arch, go down to the bottom, and hike the whole loop. It'd take you 5 or 6 hours, pack water and food, but it is spectacular to do the whole thing through the bottom of the canyon.
Yes, and it's very shady, it's nice and cool, your kids will be fine, it's beautiful.
In fact, now that we're here, I say we walk back up to the visitor center through the bottom.
Okay, you go first.
All right, we'll see you next week. Between now and then, make sure that you get out with your family and friends, enjoy the great outdoors.
At your leisure.
All right,
Thank
I'm going.
you.
Let's see, which way do we come in?
I'm standing here at the Kachina Bridge. Oh, okay, sunglasses.
It has speed control, not speed control.
Sky Ranger here at Natural Bridges.
Hi, I'm Chad Booth from At Your Leisure. I hope you just enjoyed the YouTube video that you just watched. Now, remember, we come up with new videos like this every single week, so you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a single story that we have out. Now, you can also share us with all of your friends on social media. Here's how to do it right here. And that way, they can have fun too. If you want detailed information, we of course have our website, AYLTV.com, and from there you can find out which television stations we broadcast on, so you never have to spend a day without your fix of family-oriented outdoor recreation adventure. Plus, don't forget we have really cool contests.